All right, welcome to the Unix show. And today we have a very special guest. It's Nick here from Thunderlands. And yes, again, thank you so much for watching, for being here and for watching. Very excited to have this guest, Nick, here on our AMA. Very excited for what Thunderlands is going to be. They have a very promising project, very promising and big roadmap to go. And I would like to go deeper in all those things. So, Nick, thank you very much for being here.
Hello guys, nice to meet you. My name is Nick. I am a business development manager of Thunderlands, and today I'm going to tell you a bit about Thunderlands, answer your questions. So anything you like, let's go.
Amazing. Thank you very much for the short introduction. Again, very excited to have you here, Nick. Let's go straight deep into this. Also, Merry Christmas. I forgot to say it already. I hope you guys enjoying your holiday. Yes, and by the way, if you stick to the end of the video, we're gonna have 5 NFTs given away by Nick from Thunderlands to our community. So those 5 people who win will choose from the best questions we get in the end of this AMA, and Thunderlands will give 1 NFT each to one person to 5 NFTs in total. So yes. Awesome. Let's go straight into this AMA, and I hope it's going to be a very juicy one and we can get a lot of out. First of all, can you tell me a bit about Thunderlands, right? It's like you're Nick, like you started this, right?
Yes, I am one of the co-founders. Well, at the moment, I'm mostly, doing the AMA sessions, presenting, working with investors. So it's been a pretty difficult job. And in general, you have to explain everything again and again. People ask questions. If it's, there's questions that are appropriate. Some of really you don't really understand them. But in general, Thunderlands is a play-to-earn game. Is a play-to-earn game set in dark fantasy style. We are seeing it as a MMORPG, where there will be a world which would mean you can interact with players, having player versus player battles, player versus enemies battles. You can create clans and fight against each other. So in general, it will look like not look like exactly, but the world will look like Witcher 3 combined with Civilization. So probably the mechanic will look like more Civilization, from the top, but the world itself looks like the Witcher 3. And play to earn for us, it's one of those instruments, as we said, also to build the metaverse, because we are really looking forward towards all of the metaverse, thing, how it will go along, because we see it as a big opportunity for our world to extend there. If before we never really had any instruments, to create additional worlds, metaverses, now is the time. And there will be plenty of them. I mean, we've seen Facebook actually saying that, they will build their own metaverse. There's other, for example, Hobby Ventures also announced that they are looking to create metaverse. And we are also seeing as play to earn as a logic development towards metaverse. And gamers, for example, they are people who are very used to the internal worlds for the soft coins and just the different economy. People live in the games, and that's why we think metaverse will be big, and the Thunderlands will be part of it. Thunderlands will be part of it, and I think, now I can just go forward through whatever people will ask, to be more exact.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for sharing that. So it's really gonna be an MMORPG where you can have like a big world which you don't want to later put into the metaverse, create your own world. Yes, excited. Like we're still in very early stage from the metaverse, and
of course.
Yes, and yeah, like I always love to have this experience to be in the metaverse, and I have like playing MMORPG game. That's awesome. But yeah, it's again pretty new. Facebook, like it's getting like everyone heard already about the metaverse. But how did you came to this idea? Like, what was the inspiration to create Thunderlands on itself, and why right now also play to earn? Why also the metaverse?
Well, me and my team, co-founder, also we've been really into crypto for the past few years. We've seen a lot of opportunities in decentralization. We've seen a lot of power in the community itself because we as a team, we are a really transhumanistic, team approach. We very believe that technologies are, the ones that actually will lead us forward in the development and the human development, because as humans we reached our capacity, just in general, and then later it's already with the help of technologies. And after the DeFi came to light, in 2018, 2017, we see it as a very huge thing. And we've seen that now, finally, we don't need any more, huge corporations, huge companies that will help us to, move money around, make money. And we started enjoying it. And then Playturn came to light in 2020, and it changed the game forever, game forever, and the game sector forever, because now people finally that never earned anything, that spent hours, invested thousands of dollars into the games, never really got anything back. Probably, by luck in some CS:GO skin, then you can resell it. But they never really anything got back, and that's why we see that Playturn is a great instrument for people to continue get involved in the decentralization, the DeFi, the finances, that can be moved around. And also we really see that Playturn is a mass adoption. It's absolutely clear. And Thunderlands came as an idea because I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, and I'm a big fan also of Witcher books and the games. And I played a lot of games when I was small. I'm pretty young. I'm 24, and it's games been always there. And this is finally the way, to play it properly. Because if we go into the Playturn and there will be appropriate Playturn games, we will never get back to the same model as we had before. Where you play and you don't earn anything. It's not going to work anymore. There are, of course, a lot of technical limitations. That's why we don't see AAA games at the moment, and we don't see huge projects at the moment. That they just cannot do it by technical problems. Well, there's no appropriate technological advances to host such games, and blockchain also has its own limitations. But yeah, this is just a short, probably, that I can explain a bit about.
Awesome. No, yeah, for sure. Appreciate you sharing that with me and sharing like the inspiration and where this all comes from. And I agree, this whole play to earn space, people won't be playing any games anymore, only if it's like super good. But I think within a couple years or a couple months even, that a lot of people will start only playing in play to earn games. And again, yeah, there is so much still to develop into the whole metaverse space, into the play to earn space. And also very
Exactly
excited how that goes. Like it goes insane right now. And there are more and more games coming out. So yeah, like as also more games coming out all the time, like on like insane speed, what will make Thunderlands really unique, and why would people start playing Thunderlands, not another game, for example?
Well, first is we really believe in graphical advantages that we have on Unreal Engine 4. We are now deep in the development, so we'll see how is it exactly going to be. I mean, we've seen that Playturn games are not really the most fanciest games to play, and some games without Playturn accent in it or just Playturn mechanics would be useless. But at the moment, we see that if we develop a proper, graphics, we can just, start with it. Building on Unreal Engine is very simple. We enjoyed the process, the flow also, and we've seen that Unreal Engine 4 is the most appropriate thing for a Playturn game in terms of graphical advantages. And also later, we are in general, our motto is Thunderlands as a community-driven game. So we're going really deep in the community side. We really believe in, for example, gaming guilds. Unix is one of them also. We really believe that people should gather up, build a community, play together, enjoy, all of this community-driven thing, like it was 15 years ago in World of Warcraft. When people gathered and they just go on a raid, to raid some cave or something like this. And that's why we are aiming at having as much guilds as possible that will give out the scholarships. We also looking forward. We have this vision, because play to earn games, some of them, they just say, okay, we do NFTs, we do a game, and that's it. Then later we already built the world, but how the world will look like, no one really understands. And what exactly in this world will be, no one really understands. And we have a vision that play to earn will be in the stage 1. Yeah, there will be a community, there will be its own economy, and then there will be a stage 2 and stage 3. So stage 2 is stage 3. It will host in itself, the copy of our world. So in stage 2, let's say in 7 years or in 5 years, we'll be able to have services that we have in our own world right now, in the metaverse. And we already, creating this sort of ambitious plan, how to create a world where people will be able to exist, without, having a necessity getting back to real world. Of course, it's impossible at the moment, and I don't think it will be possible, to fully move people to the metaverse. Some people don't believe in it. Some people are scared of it. But it's one of those stages where people will realize that, great, we are able to exist in the metaverse without really having a necessity to get back. And Thunderlands really want to realize this as soon as possible. Which is very difficult. We don't deny it. And then already, we want to also implement that IE that will live inside this metaverse, that will be able to help to coexist to the players and just people, being in the metaverse of Thunderlands. And then stage 3, it's a stage where finally people can, enter into the game, and they don't need to get back to the real world, except probably eating, or doing some really basic things. And this is what we have. But also what we have is, of course, the gameplay. We are promising a lot, and I know it's been, some people also again say, well, you promise a lot, it's a huge thing. We will take our time to do this. That's why we're implementing everything step by step. We are going to release the game. People are going to be able to play it, and then we're going to add more parts to it. People are going to see the development. It's going to be all transparent. We shared the videos. You've seen it in a pre-countdown. And there we'll be able to, play to earn. Every game mechanics will have its own ambitious thing. And in general, yeah, and then later it will be as a huge game. So we've seen that also, for example, with Axie, they introduced one mechanic, then another one, and some of them had really a lot of technical problems. We've seen that Axie also changed a lot in their economy. We, for example, working with guilds, we promised them that everything will stay the same. We don't want to change much. We don't want to affect people, changing smart contracts. Also, so the people, don't suffer, because if in play to earn, you change something, you change the economy, everything will go, crashing, or something happen and people will not be happy. You have to allow your players and people to actually play to earn. And then we also, inside the team, we also trying to solve many technical difficulties, as I said to you before the AMA session, of blockchain, which is basically, the speed of the blockchain. And we also already have our own, clear idea how to solve it, and we're going to implement it step by step soon, so that we can have a much more better work flow, and game flow.
You're talking about your own chain right now.
Yes, this is one of the things, but we are, building there kind of, how do I say it, a system where it will be, you know, all going around, because we want to have it as the most transparent as it is. Yeah, everyone likes blockchain because it's transparent. Everyone likes blockchain because blockchain are fast. Not yet all of them are that fast, and that's the biggest issue that we are facing. And of course, security. And to combine all of this free, you need to build a system of blockchains, which will be, you know, fully transparent, but at the same time will allow players to actually play, you know, with a good workflow, with a high TPS.
Yes.
And it's been one of those difficulties, and that's why actually, you know, people don't do, you know, big AAA play-to-earn games. They just cannot do it yet.
Exactly. Like you can play like an MMORPG and then you have to wait like for everything.
Exactly.
Everything you take like a minute to get in your bag. You know, it's like it's not fun.
Exactly, that's what we are trying to solve at the moment. So we are fully aware that there is this problem existing. I mean, we're not gonna release the game and then, you know, say, wow, we didn't realize that, you know, blockchain is not that fast to host all of this. But we are now solving this problem and we are building on it.
That's
and
huge.
Of course, and just in general, you know, also the NFT market, as all of the play-to-earn games have NFTs. You know, we are thinking to implement now an exclusive crafting mechanism. This is one of the advantages that we see, because we enjoy the system of, for example, CS:GO, where you can stack your skins, yeah, and you get a better skin out of all of this. You know, of course, there's some combinations for this, for that, and we are planning to do the same with the NFTs. This will be exclusive to the internal marketplace of the game. We also want to split the marketplaces into free. So what does this mean? I'll just tell you quick now, and then if there's more additional questions, I can answer. We want to have external marketplaces not backed to the marketplaces that we have, for example, inside the game or on the website. So this will create actually, you know, just a differentiation in pricing. So because we want to have more free market, some place will have it cheaper, some place will have it more expensive. So people will be able to sell at one place, sell more expensive at the other. We of course will balance this more or less. We'll try to. It's not that easy, and we'll see that, you know, we want players actually, you know, to buy and sell also in the NFTs. We don't see that NFT world will actually go forward as it is right now with you know, buying Boring Ape Club or whatever there is, you know, for 250 Ethereum. I don't think this will be the way. We think that NFTs will be just part of play to earn, and part of the routine that players will have if they want to. If they want to continue playing with NFTs, you know, that will be able to give them much more, you know, Thunder of our utility token or farm power, and then later create clans. You know, it's their own will. They don't need to sell the NFTs then. That's why we are also actually bringing people through the airdrop. We've seen that, you know, some people say it's pretty typical, but we are trying to airdrop the entire package to some people. So if there is, for example, 10, 20, 100 people that attend and receive the full package, we have fully prepared 100 people already to get inside the game, you know, to start playing and earning. So this will be the first players, you know. Some players will just get the armor, some players just will get the swords. They will be able also to start, but they will have more difficulty. And that's why we looking forward towards guilds. So, you know, it's all together in the system, because without guilds, we don't think play to earn will be able to exist. We are trying our best to have the lower entrance, you know, barrier financially wise to the game. And yeah, let's just finish this question here, and then later I can develop more.
Awesome. Yeah, that all sounds pretty interesting, and yeah, for the way and everything you have explained, how far you want to go, and also with this chain that speeds everything up and to really make everything work in the whole blockchain. It's very impressive. So yeah, very looking forward for where it's gonna go. So yeah, going back into the play to earn scene, into your game, right? So you say like you want to make a fair chance. You don't want to change so much like with the smart contracts, or to make major changes. What happened indeed with Axie Infinity, a lot of different other games. where the whole economy changes, and people start to earn way less, for example. So like, can you tell me more about a play, like about the earning perspective in your game? Like, how much can people earn? Like, how would the economy look like with burning
So
and everything?
to start off, yeah, we are seeing that initially, with the mechanics that we're going to release during this next 2-3 months, yeah, so with the initial game, we introduce, before even now, before players can even start playing, we are introducing the marketplace where people will be able to stake their weapons, that they earn, for example, in airdrop,
So
also with the
staking is
stake.
one you can earn.
Yeah, staking is one of those things, just pre-game. This is pre-game. Later we see if we leave it, with staking. But people who got airdropped the highest tier, for example, swords in the airdrop one, they are now, the percentage is pretty high. The initial percentage, we start off with 550, and this is for the biggest NFTs. And I think for like this uncommon or common NFTs, we have around, I don't know, 50-30% of staking and earning of Thunder. So this is exactly how it's going to look like. And staking will be one of those things. Then, of course, marketplace will be one of those things where people will be able to buy and sell. And then later in the game, you'll be able to, just have the clans, have, players playing, and while defeating the boss or the raid, will be winning. For example, if you attack another player, you'll be able to get what actually they have in the
bag.
how do you say, in the bag. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly same as we have, for example,
RuneScape times.
Yeah. It's about looting, about going against another players. Of course, there will be raids, there will be special events. For example, you go into we show it in the video. This is one of the mechanics, which will be more like a clicker. I mean, we don't hide it either, because developing a game, it's pretty difficult. So we first want people to stake on the resources, because there will be different kind of resources, and they will be able to stake them, and then later create, for example, manufacturers, that will be able to earn the for example, the Thunder token or the Power token. And there's just plenty of things to come, how to earn exactly. So but initially it will be clicking, defeating bosses, staking your weapons, and having all of this together, you will be able to get the Thunder token. We, of course, we have the limit on the first initial stages for everyone, because if not, people will
For the gameplay, right? For playing the game. So you have like amount of energy you can play, and then your energy replenishes or something.
Yeah, the energy instrument we are now introducing, because now it's constantly changing everything, but we will follow the same steps as, for example, Axie, because if not, people will abuse it as much as possible.
Exactly.
And one of those things, that tokenomics has been a very difficult thing. So we have to work appropriate to create initial tokenomics, so that people, neither us, neither the players, will be able to ruin it, because then the project will burn out. And we see that that this is the initial mechanics, and then later we'll tell you more. We can probably do another AMA session in a month to just follow up the progress, or in the 2 months that we can talk a bit more about this. And we also looking forward towards DAO. This is exactly why we actually think that Thunderlands is a community-driven game. DAO will be the instrument for the players to actually decide where the game will go. So players will vote on what exactly will happen in the game, and they will take decision, they will multi-sign, and we want to distribute the DAO, how the DAO will be to the players during the next around 5-6 years. So DAO will be powered by Power token, that we have as a governance token, and usage of Power token in the, for example, in DAO would be the most, you will be able to vote. So the more power token you have, that you are able to earn only with staking, or for example during the appropriate events, because you cannot just earn it, you cannot buy it, you cannot do anything with it, you can only use it internally, and the utility token is the one that will be able to grant you the play to earn part.
All right, and that's going to be one token. It's going to be only the Thunder token.
So Thunder token, because we have two tokens, Thunder and Power, and Thunder is the utility. So Thunder is the one that you're gonna get from fights, that you're gonna buy the weapons with, the one that you're gonna exchange with, so everything. So the entire economy will be hosted on Thunder, and the total emission of Thunder will be around 10 billion. Well, it is 10 billion, and we now basically in a process of the sales and just investors, and later we will of course conduct an ICO, and we will announce it in our channels, but we are not sure when exactly it's going to happen. We think it will be closer to February, and probably I forgot something, but there's just so much to tell.
I feel you. Yes. No, I think that helps out a lot. So thanks a lot for sharing that.
Thank you.
So far, one thing also for the investors, right? Also for people who want to invest and not just play like stake, for example, and want that like believe that in the project and the token price goes up. Like, what will you do? Like, what mechanisms do you have? Like, if you don't have that yet, like I don't need to expect an answer. But for the token price to keep going up or to keep stable, like with burning tokens or NFTs or something, like how do you keep the price up of Thunder?
It's very difficult to say. It's very it's nearly impossible to keep the price up appropriately. We are now first signing major investors, so we are now trying our best to find smart money. Because we think the smart money will be able to build the value around the game, because we don't want just random investors. We don't want exactly the money as it is, because we've been self-funded since the start of Thunderlands. So since the start of summer, self-funded since the start of the summer. That's why we are now building how it is, and we created the entire lore. We created the team. We just started developing it. The NFTs, the initial the airdrop. So we was all done by our own investments, and we want to continue the same, but in crypto it's impossible to move forward without strong backers. It's the name that people are looking at. It's you cannot do anything about it, and that's good, because people are now checking if the project is legit, if the project is just real, and
sure.
we are really happy to have people on board with us that believe in us and that are willing to invest. We are now at the first stage, so we are now at the pre-sale round, which we actually now nearly closed. It's one of those last allocation they're left, and we are rising not a huge sum to the level of crypto. First pre-sale round was around, I think, 950,000 that we are rising, and then there will be a round one, and then already the ICO, and that's we have it all very close together. We have now the pre-sale. The round one will be in January, and then the ICO will be in February. And by this, we cannot really have huge difference in the pricing goals. So because it's all together going there, and we hope this will actually maintain the price a bit. So we are launching at pretty low price. We see it as also as beneficial for people, because we don't want to have all this schemes. And I don't know what to tell you. We're also planning to list on decentralized exchanges at the moment. We are looking at centralized exchanges, of course, but we don't believe in them much. Of course, it's main power driven. That's where people actually look at. But we mostly looking towards decentralized exchanges, the speed of it, and that how easy it is to to work with decentralized exchanges. And yeah, that's at the moment, that's all I can tell you. We don't really worry about this, because we have plenty of things to worry, and plenty of things to, just in general to work with. But I think for sure we can figure something out, and for sure we will not just leave it as it is. We will not just leave it as a thing with the flow. We will try our best to maintain the price. We are burning also tokens. The burning mechanism is just I don't really want to go into detail of it, because I don't really know much about the burning mechanism, so I can't really tell you appropriately. And yeah, that's the thing.
Gotcha. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, one thing before I want to go deeper a little bit about your plans and what has been achieved and everything. What chain is this? Is this built? I forgot.
So this is actually one of those advantages also I wanted to tell you. I forgot about it. We are building initially on Heko chain. Heko chain, it's been very easy to work with them, and we decided, okay, we go forward with Heko chain. We won the hackathon of Heko chain. We've been hosting various sessions with them. We've been with them also in Dubai, being on a conference. They presented us, they introduced us to investors. Nice. So we decided, okay, we go forward with Heko chain, because why not? And they see us as one of those major NFT play to earn games now on their chain. But in the plans, what we actually looking forward, and what we didn't see in the other games, is that we want to introduce the multi-chain mechanics. And the multi-chain mechanics will be a thing like if you, for example, played the World of Warcraft or any other multiplayer game, is where you actually can switch between servers, and start completely new profile on a new server. So, for example, Asia or Europe, and we want to do the same with the chains. So now we are currently negotiating with big players like Phantom, Avax, and for example, also we want to continue on the developing chains, for example, like Moonbeam. We've seen them that they are now getting huge, and we really enjoy fast, new, innovative chains that have nearly zero gas, and that are willing to work with us, and that have appropriate projects of play to earn. And at the moment, there's not much of them, of course, because everything is in development. There's games that have been 3 or 5 years in the development. And people will be able to start, for example, in Heko. They'll be able to play to earn, and then there's a new chain releasing, and they will be able to start completely from scratch on the other chain. So they will have another profile, they will have another everything, and they will be able to start from brand new. Of course, there will be people who will be really into this, looking forward towards playing at one chain and then later on the other one, and they will be able to have exactly the same amount of play to earn. So they start from scratch. It's not transferable, so we are not looking forward towards doing the cross bridging, and we're just looking forward towards the idea of servers. And servers will be the blockchains, and then later how we implement this how we implement this technically is other thing. And this will be very attractive for investors, and that's how we are looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that sounds interesting. On different servers, so you can start over. It's smart. I haven't thought about that yet. I haven't heard about that yet. So that's awesome. And other things, like we talked about, you guys have big goals, big things that you guys want to achieve. But for now, what stage are you exactly, and what have you achieved so far? And can you tell me more about that?
So the initial thing is we wanted, what we showed off already is the NFTs. NFTs, because we're doing them 3D NFTs that people can actually use inside the game. We are doing the huge airdrop that people will be able to play these NFTs and use them inside the game later. And we are releasing now the first mechanics. So I think now early January, people will be able to play the first play to earn mechanics. Which will be just going through the caves. There will be around probably an hour of gameplay or something like this. It's not yet clear because it's in development. People seen it also on the pre-countdown, and this mechanics will allow them to stake. So I don't think you even need actually anything to just start playing it, and you will be able just to use, just to get familiar with the world, just to get familiar with the first initial mechanics and have a head start. And then stage 2.
When can we expect this?
This can be early January, so this will be
All right.
now. This will be very soon.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, just follow the social media, and we'll be able to show you more now. We release more, and because we want to be fully transparent, we want people to believe in our project. We are trying our best to showcase the best of it, to development. We are now designing a more appropriate website, changing things on the website so people can see the team, people can understand who we are, which experience we have. And this is the first game mechanics will be now very soon, and you don't need actually, there's no entry barrier. You'll be able to stake the resources, you'll be able to use your NFTs that you just got airdropped. You'll be able to just start playing, earning, and then later the second mechanics will be expanding into already the MMO section, because if now we cannot really do it technically, and neither we have just it's been so fast now. It's been half a year, and half a year on doing everything, and that's why we are thinking now to implement stage by stage.
That's awesome. So yeah, like from the achievements, the main things, what you said, like you guys have this playable gameplay for a bit, so people can already check it out. The staking is gonna be live, so people can actually already earn on their NFTs.
Yes.
And those are the major things that
yes,
that's going on. Awesome.
Exactly.
Thanks for sharing that again. So
No
yeah, you said it's gonna be really a community project, right? Community powered game, and like people game also like a big thing. It's not just like enjoying by themselves, but communities is a very big thing.
It's very
yes, and you're gonna get that community involved also with the DAO rights. But how are you really how are you gonna grow like the community? And how are you gonna spread the word out? Like, what are your different ways?
So we've seen, for example, we've been working with basic marketing tools. Yeah, we've been using Twitter. Social media is very important, the presence in general in crypto. Twitter, all for example, Discord, and also we are now trying to raise community with the airdrop. This is one of those primary examples. But we actually think that only mechanism what we need, one of those, which is the most important one, is gaming guilds. And gaming guilds it's everything. If there is appropriate structure built with gaming guild, if gaming guild understands the purpose of the play to earn and how exactly mechanism is working, where players can earn, how they should do it, and if there's any difficulties or there's any limitations, it's a incredible instrument. We've seen gaming guilds as, I just when I first heard about gaming guilds, I thought, okay, this is a revolution, because gaming guilds can bring players, they can actually move the community forward, and then at the same time show them how to play to earn. So we are putting our bet to gaming guilds, and later on, of course, we now doing all the social media stuff and airdrop stuff. But if we have if we can onboard with initial half a year 10,000-15,000 players, that will play monthly, and if we have daily close to 1,000 players, if it will be possible, which is not that easy, because there's yet not much explanation how to actually use play to earn. And gaming guilds faced also a thing that they have a lot of players that are willing to do play to earn, but they don't have games to do that in which they can play to earn. So we think that partnering with gaming guilds will solve our thing with the community. Community will come along, if the game is enjoyable to play, and we really hope so. That's why we are trying our best to build a proper one.
Awesome. So yeah, what you said, like gaming guilds are gonna be very important to spread the word for the games. Of course, play to earn is still not like there's no still mass adoption. They're not like AAA games out there, but people start to hear it more and more, and more people are gonna start to play, and still very early stage.
Very
So
early.
yeah, for now you said you want to focus on the gaming guilds. The gaming guilds should be focused on bringing more people into the communities and spreading the word also from the play to earn game. So yeah, that's gonna be your main strategy to get more people playing the game and spread the word for Thunderlands. Thank you for sharing that. Um, yes, like I've been going over a lot of questions I want to ask. Maybe there's something I missed and still something you want to share to us today. So, is there still something on your mind you want to share, or?
Just what I wanted to share, for example, with gaming guilds, so that we actually partnered with gaming guild already. We have a gaming guild on board with the CGO, so Crypto Gaming United, pretty huge guild. We also now signing off Shima Capital is one of those investors that, initial big investors that we have. It's a great appreciation that they're believing in us. And regarding again the gaming guilds, that what we are building, we want to build B2B mechanism, because not even B2B mechanism, I would say a mechanism, an API that will allow gaming guilds to track their B2B interaction with us and economy, how exactly it works in the game. So we are now developing this. And this will allow gaming guilds to see the transparency of the game, because we don't want to just sell the NFTs to a guild, bring it, say it, okay, here they are, you can you ship them to your players, you can show how how it works, but we want actually this have clear tracking, that gaming guild just see how the performance of their work is going on, if players are actually doing anything, if they are earning anything, and if it's successful, if the investment is really paying off of gaming guild. And that there will be an API for this, and we see it as a thing that not many of play to earn games have, this entire transparency and how the economy works. And with marketplace, I already said to you that we're going to have a crafting mechanism which will allow players to create new NFTs that will be able to you'll be able to see and use in the game again, that will be better, and that will be used as a deflationary part of the game also. So this will be a part of a marketplace which will deflate the economy, and in general, I think that's what I wanted to share. If the community have questions, if you have questions, we can go forward.
Awesome, thanks. That's interesting with NFTs. With that it's that's with the burning mechanism, probably, right? It's that you can
one of those, yes.
Yeah, you can craft items. Then the old NFTs are gonna disappear, and then the stronger new one is
Yes.
All right. Thanks for sharing that. I thought that's an important point as well. Again, yeah, I've shared everything so far that came up in my mind, and I want to know. So again, thank you very much for sharing that, Nick. Yes, there were still some community questions, which I said in the beginning that you guys gonna give away 5 NFTs to our community, to our listeners today. For 5 people who gonna have the most interesting questions. So I got a list with some questions that just got asked, and we start here with Jeffrey Lanes. He asks, "Can we play the game on mobile phone or laptop, and PC only? And how much is the initial investment of this game?"
So we are now planning to release the game only on PC. So it will be, you download the client, you play it on your computer. PC, Mac, so both. And the mobile version of the game, we know that there's a huge potential, huge market, and the people, they are playing play to earn games on mobiles. There is a lot of demand for it, but we just don't have time to develop it at the moment. and we are planning to release it closer by the summer, so people will see the mobile version of the game by the summer. And console, we don't even, we are not even touching this at the moment. So the initial investment, it's not clear yet, so there's no yet a thing that will be initial investment. In the first gaming mechanics, you don't need initial investment, so you just start playing, you just see how is it, you just able to earn some parts of it, so there's no entry barrier into the first gaming mechanics.
Everyone can get into the game. You don't need to buy NFTs or anything to play the game, but also with nothing invested, people can also already earn.
Yes, this is what at least we are looking at the moment, so we will of course explain this in details if there is any changes, because when we release the first gaming mechanics, players will be able to see by themselves how it's going to go. So but we don't want to have a really high neither we want to have just any initial big investment, because it's the limitation that there is of play to earn games. And of course economy has to be done correctly to this, because that's the biggest difficulty. And I said this before, because if you allow a lot of players to play, to earn, they will do it infinitely. They will stake, and this will create a crazy inflation, and then there's a bit of everything in tokenomics, and it's been the biggest challenge for the play to earn game. That's why we're taking so much time actually to release anything, to just show something, because we want to implement it properly. If not, this will be no one will play this, so we want to do this all correctly.
The token economy is one of the most important parts actually to have the successful play to earn game, and it's not very simple, so I understand. Thanks for your for sharing this. Next, I got Prodigy Jackson. He's asking, do you have any scholarship models in place? If not, do you plan that to be implemented in the future, and how would that look like?
Of course, scholarship programs will be implemented. This is that's why I said so much things about gaming guilds.
Exactly.
Just in general, that's that's the thing that we want to do. And scholarships are now in development, because for the first gaming mechanics you don't need them, because anyone can start off playing there. If you attend the airdrop, it will be better for you. Just in general, later on you can resell this, or you can stake this, the same NFT that you got airdropped. And if you got airdropped very rare NFT, unique NFT, you'll be able to have a very high yield of Thunder. And the scholarship models will be implemented in later stages of development, and I think by probably even earlier than summer we'll be able to see those when they will have more gaming mechanics built together. So
all right, so about exactly how that will look like, that's still in development.
Still in development, yes, exactly.
Perfect. I got another question. Thanks for the question, Prodigy. From Glenn Voy. Is it possible to have Unix themed items, customized weapons or characters in the near future?
It's a good question. We are not yet looking to implement any customization at the moment, because it's still very early, but we want to give as much freedom as possible, and we want to have signature items that you will be able to customize the look of it. And I think Unreal Engine allows us to do so. We'll have no problems with it. We are now discussing this, opportunity of having NFTs, probably, having different color NFTs, having different character models, that probably just customization, that you will allow, that you can see in a different MMORPG games. So, everyone can have a taste of, their own thing. But we are not really into this at the moment, because it's just a secondary thing that we will have later. But first we want to bring the best experience in the initial stages. We want to actually have the game developed, and then later already build around it.
Awesome, thanks a lot. So you guys have been thinking about it, but nothing is still set in stone. This might come later, or sooner or later.
Yeah, this might come later, and so I will not lie to you. I will not say that we already have this, you will able to do that. no, we will inform everyone when we will have appropriate thing, and community will see it straight away. So community will see
For
it straight
sure.
away, and this will be that's actually what's cool, around the Unreal Engine 4 and just in general doing a game in a 3D. That customization is a very important part of it. In a 2D game or in a game that that there's not much going on, it's not that fancy, but where you can show off with your things or with different colors, and it's in 3D, and then if you build the metaverse around it in much later stages, it's fascinating.
Awesome. Yeah, I think also it's great for guilds. We're having like some games. They're making like Unix guilds. Like people in our guild also proud, right? So, yes, thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot for sharing that. I got another from Devin Mar Alejo. He's asking, I'm starting to like it. Can you tell me more information or share more information about what things you're gonna do to get this game free from hackers, like from bots or anything? You see that in Axie Infinity, and you see in a lot of different play Turing games that it's gonna be like bots or hackers or whatever. Have you guys been think about this?
So we think that, well, it's a huge issue, and I don't think anyone was able to face it at the moment. I mean, everyone faced it at the moment, and no one was able to solve it. We've seen major corporations like, for example, Steam with the Valve, with the VAC, and CS:GO, and Dota, and introducing Overwatch, introducing VAC, back in the day even, but it still doesn't really help much. We still encounter the same amount of cheaters, and introducing appropriate blockchains is that allows us, actually, as I said before, to play at high TPS also poses a risk, because if for example you introduce if you record the actions of player in that will be only in a client that allowed to have the high TPS, then there is not much transparency, because you can manipulate the client. And with this, we are now initially we're going to do it through statistics. So if we see that the player, we're going to have our own dashboard in general. If we see that the player is going above the average statistic in general, of play to earn, like very high percentage wise, if we see that he's 200% more than the other players, not really doing something that everyone is same as doing, but having much more yield, then of course we see that there is an exploit there, and we will constantly monitor it. And then later we introduce the anti-cheat software. Well, at least we'll try our best to implement it in the client, because with the blockchain it's not really a problem. If there is a blockchain that records all the necessary things going on in the game, we'll be able to store this information and see if there's anything going on badly. But if there's a client of the game, and he manipulates it, and the client is manipulated, and he records this into the blockchain, then we have to go back all the way to the client and actually improve it, because if not, then everyone can find such exploit. So that's what our thoughts on it.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really like how when it happens, how you react on it. It's very hard to keep them away. There are always people who are gonna be like be hacking or botting or whatever. But it's
I mean, this is life of games. We will try to implement our best solution, and because we don't want to ruin the economy, we don't want to ruin fun for everyone, and because we are the ones also who suffer from this. We will suffer the most out of this, because one of those attacks, you can lose trust, you can lose anything, you can lose the loyal community, and it's not really good.
Agree. But thanks for your honesty. I appreciate that. We got the last question here from Gia. He asked from Nick. It's like, which MMORPG is gonna look the most like what Thunderlands is gonna look the most of, like with design, gameplay, and mechanics?
I mean, we think that that the most lookalike will be Diablo 2, Diablo 3. So the game will look like, I would say, Civilization, because we will have the lands that you will be able to buy and sell, you know, that you will be able to build on top. But in general, the mechanics that we see in the future, you know, that people can actually, you know, play and move around, will be like Diablo. They will probably be a bit more linear, you know, so because again, it's not really the, you know, the most you know, advanced. We are not that advanced also to just to at the moment to bring experience fully like Diablo, but we're looking forward to have it as a MMO that will look like Diablo and will have the world of Witcher free, but at the same time that you're able to build, you know, that you're able to move, that you're able to put your castles, to own the land like in Civilization.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds very exciting, Nick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got very excited about the whole gameplay and about your plans, and obviously, in the end, to be in the metaverse and to really be part of the whole Thunder Games game. So yeah, that's very exciting. And we had 5 questions. We had a lot of questions coming in from the 5 best ones, which I saw. I just picked them. Those from Jeffrey, Prodigy, Glenn, Dan, Steven, and Nick. Congrats with NFTs. Like, what do they need to do to claim this NFT?
I mean, right now, so they need to go to our website, tl.games, and there is a whitelist. And at the moment, I actually think that we closed the whitelist because we just finished the stage 2 airdrop, and we're gonna have stage 3 airdrop very soon. I don't know actually live on the website. Let's check now together because it's been you know, going back and forth. So you are able to receive the NFTs. Okay, perfect. So now, yeah, now the stage 3 airdrop is coming soon. It's not yet live, and people who participated in the airdrops, they will be able to claim their NFTs now. We already shipped them and airdropped them, so we have the list of winners. And just wait for news. Just follow our social media to wait for news, and just expect the 3rd airdrop and be the first ones to be in the first gaming mechanics. You know? So
all right, and that's for the overall airdrop from those 5 people who just won the NFTs. Like, what can they do?
Excuse me. Because did you ask about the? Did you ask
Yeah,
about
both,
these 5
both
people?
is good. Both is good.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. No. That people will be able to claim, and now we're gonna launch the staking mechanism soon. So we will airdrop the. We will randomly choose which NFTs they receive. We airdrop them to these 5 people, to the ones that attended the AMA session. So they should actually. You know, well, I don't know if you can just document this who attended the AMA session, and I think it's, yeah, I think you will have the affiliate, yeah, you will have the link, and we will airdrop, and they will be able to put them to staking at the moment, and they will be able to start earning.
Nice. Okay, awesome. So yeah, from everyone who won, we're gonna get this in order. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Nick. Yes, like, we had all the questions I want to ask. The community had 5 questions to ask. Is there still anything else you want to share?
No, at the moment, no. Just follow up, and I think we'll meet very soon again, because I really want to tell you more about this. I really want to work close with the community. We want to be very transparent, and we really want to move forward with the gaming guilds. So that's why I think we should get back again on channel, on track, and have again opportunity of a community to ask, to follow up the progress. I can tell you more about it, so it's more clear. You know, every time a week passes, there's more things, you know, to come.
For sure. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much for your transparency, for your honesty, for being here, about sharing everything about Thunderlands. Looking very forward to it again. Excited to see where everything is going. Like, down below, gonna be all the links for your social media, so everyone can follow your Twitter, your Discord, your Telegram groups, to stay up to date and tune with Thunderlands, everything what they have to offer. And yes, in the meantime, what can they do? They're gonna another airdrop is gonna be announced. And
yes, soon we're gonna announce another airdrop, so people can just await. You know, it's been a bit of unfortunate timing of our AMA session, that, you know, that we just finished the 2nd airdrop, that people cannot now whitelist. You know, it's a bit of a pity, but we will for sure announce, and I think you can just also, you know, inform your people that they can follow the third stage airdrop, because there will be 6 stages in total, and every stage, we airdrop one of those things that you will be needed inside the game.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Nick. Thank you very much for being here. Down below gonna be all the socials for Thunder Token, for your project to really check everything about Thunderlands, all the updates and everything gonna be in all the socials, Telegram, Twitter. So stay tuned there. Also, again, thank you very much for watching. And thank you very much for being here. For being part of Unix. If you do want to stay tuned for everything we're gonna have a very amazing January with big announcements. So also check it out in our Telegram, on Twitter, to stay tuned. And yes, Nick, we will see you later for another AMA when there are some more developments, and you can tell me more about some exciting things what you guys have going on.
Yes, thank you for hosting us, Unix. We appreciate your help. We appreciate that you are connecting us with the community, and I think we're going to get back on track soon with you. So we keep in touch.
Pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye, Nick.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year. Hey, bye-bye.